Morning.
Morning, Gary.
Best bit coming up. Gonna get the urn in place and see what happens. Bit of a structure on top. I'm a bit worried about the weight on the rim of this urn because it is quite heavy. So I've just piece of board, made it wider than the urn itself. So I'm hoping it'll take the stress off the rim of the urn when I pick it up. This one will actually go in the tractor bucket, and I can move it, but it'll be easier with the forks. I can drop it right in place. It's nowhere near as heavy as the plinth. So fingers crossed, I can get it over there without dropping it again, get it in place. And then the real exciting bit where you can get some water and get the pump and everything on the go. So let's get this thing picked up and moved over into place. That actually came over really nice. I just set it down, it's fine. So, got to stick a pipe in the bottom. The urn itself has a solid piece of conduit up the middle, and it's just about big enough to get this 1/2 inch flexible plastic pipe. This won't go in this only goes in about 3 or 4 inches, so literally it's a case of just stuff it up the hole, for want of a better word, as far as I can, which isn't actually very far, and this pipe's quite flexible, so you can't really push it in very well, but it's not gonna, I'm pretty sure it's not gonna come out. So as I said, the plinth has got a big hole in the middle, which is actually really nice. So the pipe is just going to be dropped down through there. It's in there somewhere. Where'd it go? No, it's gone out the wrong side. I want it to come out the back. There. So that's just going to sit there for a minute, and we're going to drop the urn down on the top. Water pump. It's a fountain pump. I'm not sure where it came from. I have a whole collection of pumps, all different sizes and stuff. So this is a Jerboa WP 1500. It is a fountain pump. It's rated at 396 gallons an hour. So, I mean, we'll see. I've tried it in our water tank. It seemed okay, and we'll see what it's like in here. So I'm going to cut the pipe at the bottom. So the obvious place for the pump is in right underneath the urn. But the problem with putting it in there is actually getting it back out if I need to do any maintenance when this thing's full of water. So I'm going to just leave it at the back here. I think once we get some water lilies and stuff in here, we can hide the pump with the plants. So again, we're just going to slide that in, and it's going to just sit like that. It doesn't have to be upright. It's going to be a ton of water over this thing, and that way I don't risk kinking any of the pipes. A couple of Jubilee clips. Do them up nice and tight. Hold that in place. So this one will be taken out for the winter, and we're going to drain this down to this level for the winter months. I don't mind these stones and the pavers sat in the water, but I don't want this sat in the water all winter. It freezes up and risk of cracking it and what have you. And the urn itself, again, will be drained right out for the winter, and we'll put usually some poly or something on the top so it doesn't fill up again. I don't want this filling up, freezing, thawing, freezing, thawing. It'll crack it open. So now the real fun. So we're going to get it filled up. Not going to fill it right up. I'm going to get enough water in here to cover the pump and to give me enough to fill the urn up. And at that point, we can then start leveling up the urn, because at the moment, as you saw just now, it's pretty wobbly. And there's no point me leveling it up because I don't know where the water is going to flow out over, because again, the top of this thing is not dead flat. So we're going to take the water out of the irrigation tank via the pump. It's 100, 200, 250 feet away. So it could take a while.
Better get going then, dear.
Yep, let's go. I'll go on over, fire the pump up, and then Julie's going to wait for the water to dribble out the end. Yeah, 20 minutes later, it's didn't take as long as we thought. So while we were waiting around, we've trimmed off the liner and the fleece underneath, just roughly for now. So it's still siphoning in. We'll just leave that trickling in off the tank for now. It's not hurting. We've got enough in there now to be able to turn the little fountain pump on. I've put a stone on. If Julie comes around here, I just put a small stone on that, just as the pump will want to try and upright itself all the time. So just a little stone on it for now. We're not sure what we're going to do with the bottom. We might put a layer of the very, very thin stone that you can see, it's limestone. We may put a whole layer of that on the bottom. We haven't decided yet, but that won't be till next year anyway. And also the other thing I've just checked again is I put a line down, lined up with the arbor, and measured out off of everything, and just checked the distance off of the line to the plinth, just to make sure. At the front 43.5, and then the same at the back as well. So it's parallel. One minute it looks really good when we stand back and look at long distance, and then when we come up a bit shorter, it looks like I can see more of the left hand side of the plinth than the right hand side. But a lot of that is actually the decorative detail on the plinth. It's much thicker on the left side than the right side. So we're going to leave it. I mean, at the end of the day, once there's water trickling out the top, I don't think you're going to take a lot of notice. So this could be the moment of truth. It's actually plugged in just on an extension cord at the moment, running around to the back of the house. I am going to put a proper hard line in through conduit when the stream goes in, and there'll be a GFI protected outlet here, because I think we're going to also put some lights in the water to light up the fountain in the future. But yeah, so here goes nothing. So this could be an absolute failure, or Julie could get a complete geyser fountain up in front of her. We don't really know what's going to happen, but stand by and here we go. I don't hear anything. Is it filling up? You're not going to tell me, are you?
It is.
Oh, look at that. It works. Could take a while. I think we got the height perfect. Just see the top of the water now, and it's barely rippling, which is really nice as well. So as per normal, whenever you do anything in the garden, well, the visual bit you want to see always ends up at the back, because this is going to flow out the back first, which is what we thought, because this thing's rocking pretty bad, but it's about to go.
Okay, I'm getting wet.
Yeah, stand back. So as we knew, as we thought, it's obviously not level and it is rocking. So I've got some of this little very, very fine stone that you saw me chip off. So I'm going to attempt just to tip this back and ease this piece in the corner here without hopefully getting too wet. There we go. Something like that. And then we'll just let it settle for a minute. I will tidy that up, but I just want to know, I'm going to do that now actually. I'm going to take that one out and put a thinner piece in. Okay, we're going to try that again with a smaller piece. I can just tuck it in, give it a little tap in so that it sits there. I think that might be too much actually.
I don't know.
And the other thing to bear in mind is once the whole rim is wet, it'll behave differently again. And I don't know if you want it. I mean, you won't. Julie's about to go swimming. She just nearly jumped in the pool.
Oh my goodness.
I think it's quite nice from the side. It shows up better. If you have it at the front, I don't think you'll see it dropping. I mean, if you look at that from here, that's the view you're going to see. I think that's pretty nice. So, I've been playing around with the water. I actually quite like playing around with the water. Had to, I don't know, level it up, and then originally the water, couple spots, the water is running back underneath and then just trickling down the side of the urn. It is doing it still to a certain degree. So what I did was I got the angle grinder out with a stone disc and just cut a groove. And when you cut a groove like that underneath, it forms an area for the water to drop. And then I did take a little bit off the front top surface there just to get a little bit of drippage. It's a good word, isn't it?
Drippage.
Drippage.
Yeah, sure.
Bit of drippage out the front. We never ever wanted this gushing with water. We just wanted this nice little bit of noise. And also, it's somewhere for the birds, the bees, butterflies even will sit around the top and be able to drink from there in the future. So it's not quite up to the level that I wanted yet, but we're going to wait. Now, the original plan was to use some random flag. Went and looked at some, didn't like the price for starters. Ridiculous, stupid money. Didn't really like the thickness of the material that was available, and certainly didn't like the delivery cost. So we've kicked that idea out, and I don't think it would have looked formal enough. I want this to look really formal. So we're actually going to make some pavers to go around the outside. So we've got to do some calculations. We'll work that out in the garage. We may or may not show you. Depends how often and how much we fall out while we're trying to figure it out. But we're going to mark it out in the garage, and then I'm going to make up a mold, and I'm going to make up a mold so we can do it in 4 quadrants. That's for another video. So it'll be a concrete mix with some dye in it. We're not sure yet whether we're going to go for a very, very slight yellow or a grey. But otherwise, yeah, really pleased with it. I mean, obviously I threw that. God, these little black freaking flies. Go away. We've put the seat in the back. Obviously, eventually the greenhouse is going to go back there. But for now, we just put the seat back there. I do have the 2 beds edged up. I've got to get the right-hand one dug over now. But yeah, so that's pretty well as far as we can go with this now until I get these concrete pavers made up. There's nothing else much to say. Oh, next year we are going to put some water lilies in here. I think we're going to put some miniatures in. And I'd like to put a couple of tropicals in there. And we're going to put some miniature water hyacinth in as well, which will help keep the water clear. But until then, we're going to leave it run now for the rest of this summer as it is. Let everything settle in. So I hope it's been of interest. We are getting there slowly. And it is slow. I mean, most of it it's me on my own. Julie's really busy with editing and doing indoor stuff. So
Pickling.
and pickle, yeah, a lot of pickling at the moment. Pickled onions, pickled beetroot, and she made some real nice juice out of rhubarb as well. So yeah, so it's slow going. Next week we're going to do semi-hardwood cuttings, and then I'm hoping the week after that we're going to start planting out some of the flower beds. So thanks for watching, and until next week, goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.